Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dua Esfar. Derek is off today. It is September 25th, 2023. Happy Monday. We're going to send it to Bill Grawl with our weather forecast. He's out in Denver, Colorado. Bill, it's a little earlier for you over there, right?
Yeah, hour earlier, so just turning 5 o'clock here. So boy, it's dark and early there. It's even darker and even earlier out here, but hey, all is good, right? Let's head outside through CityCam. Check the forecast for today as you head out the door. You'll want to keep that rain gear handy. It's been a change. We've had some periodic rain the past couple of days. Great news for those drought conditions, but of course you hate to time the rain over the weekend, but when we're in drought conditions, we'll take the rain when we can get it. 74 was the high yesterday, 60 the low. Just 0.04 inches of rain yesterday in La Crosse. Some surrounding spots saw a little bit more. 72 and 50 are the averages today. Records 89 for the high in 1920, 30 the record low in 1926. Sunrise time this morning at 6:55. Sets this evening at 6:57. You can tell we just had the autumnal equinox with almost about 12 hours of daylight and nightlight or nighttime hours. Now, radar showing some scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms kind of translating east and out of our viewing area over central and northern Wisconsin. Another little band of showers, maybe some spits and sprinkles in Wabasha County, west of Eau Claire, and especially north of the Twin Cities. Current temperatures in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, and we're going to see highs today in the lower 70s generally. A slight chance of showers this morning through about lunchtime, and then rain chances increase as the afternoon progresses, and even some thunderstorm chances as well. I'll have the rest of my 8-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Bill. Well, let's get to some news this morning. The Isle La Plume yard waste and brush site will be temporarily closed this coming weekend. The site is closed Saturday and September 30th and will continue to be closed Sunday, October 1st. This is due to staffing shortages. There will be no access to the compost and wood chip pile. The site will be open for regular hours on Monday, October 2nd. The UW System campus in Richland Center stopped in-person classes 2 months ago. Enrollment struggled to hit 60, so those campus buildings are now empty. Some Republican assemblymen are pushing a bill to help revamp the area. Tony Kurtz of Waniwak is co-sponsoring a bill to give Richland County a $2 million economic development grant to plan for the future of those buildings. WPR reports the bill would also set aside $2 more million in grants for other communities if the UW system shuts down in-person classes at other branch campuses. Big Brothers Big Sisters teed up for a first-of-its-kind fundraiser. The nonprofit set up a For Kids' Sake golf tournament at Fox Hollow in Berry Mills. About 18 teams signed up for the first annual tourney. All of the money raised from registration, on-site raffles, and more help fund the organization's sports buddies and group mentoring programs. The group's executive director says they use every dollar with a purpose.
All of the programming that we do is for our matches, and so what we want to do is be able to provide them a really positive experience when they're out in the community and they're doing things together.
The nonprofit is also looking for mentors because they have about 70 kids on the waiting list. We all need color in our life, especially during the darkest times. The Kevin's Legacy Foundation wants everyone struggling with depression and mental health to know that. In 2016, Kevin Romanowski lost his life to suicide. Kevin was 16. Kevin's Legacy Foundation honors his memory with the Color for Kindness 5K walk. During the walk, color powders were thrown on the walkers to celebrate Kevin.
So the color is a color powder, so there'll be just 7 different stations, 7 different colors thrown throughout the time in which they start and finish.
The 7th annual Color for Kindness 5K. Over 200 people participated in activities, silent auctions, and a raffle. The 5K also had in honor signs. Each sign honored those who have lost their battle with depression and those who are still fighting.
I feel like if I can help another person, put a smile on somebody's face every day, I'm doing it for Kevin.
The funds are used to help provide supplies for the Holman Boys and Girls Art Club Art Room in honor of Kevin. Our scholarship the Scholarship Fund and other mental health suicide awareness projects throughout Coulee region. If you or someone you know is struggling, there is help. Call 988 to speak with someone today. Well, you may have heard of coloring outside the lines. Now it's time to paint outside the walls. Plein Air Painting Between the Bluffs returned for its 10th annual festival and competition. Plein Painting is painting outside on location during a time constraint. This year, the location was Grandad's Bluff. 25 regional artists had 2 hours to paint the landscape in front of them.
Practice. It's just getting hours behind your easel and behind your brush and getting out there and getting your hands dirty. It's the only way to do it.
Artist and judge Marianne Rice says plain painting is difficult because there are multiple elements outside that are constantly changing. Rice says one of the easiest ways to kill a painting is by painting it too much. Artists were judged on their technique, craftsmanship, and sense of mood.
It should not be looked at as a competition. It's more like a gathering of painting friends that do it for the love of painting.
The art was on sale all weekend at Studio Gallery 1311. Admission was free and all of the paintings from the competing artists were also on display. Well, this weekend marked the biggest cranberry festival in the United States. The Warren's Cranberry Festival celebrated its 50th anniversary this weekend. Their mission is to promote the common good and general welfare of the community. The festival offered 300 flea market booths, 100 food vendors, and 100 farmer market booths. Wisconsin native and Miss America 2023 winner Grace Stanke says it feels great to be supported by the community.
And coming back as Miss America is really a full circle moment. It's a way to give back to this incredible community that has supported me throughout my journey and also give them the awesome attention that they need, because this is the 50th anniversary of CranFest and that is worth celebrating. That is a part of American history.
If you weren't able to make it out to CranFest this year, it will be back next year on the last full weekend in September. It's rare to find someone you share a birthday with, but it's even more rare to find a friend born on the same day and in the same hospital. Grail Berg and Betty Glomstad grew up in Whitehall and Arcadia. They met each other later in life at the dance hall. That's when they discovered they were both born in the same hospital on the same day, hours apart. The pair celebrated their 80th birthday with good food, good company, and lots of dancing. Yesterday, both agreed that the secret to a long life is to stay active.
Music and dancing probably does a lot.
Yeah, music and dancing. Yeah.
We enjoy both.
Yeah.
Berg adds that her 80s came a lot faster than she thought they would. Well, happy birthday, Grail and Betty, from the entire News 8 crew. It's time to dust off your lederhosen because La Crosse's 62nd annual Oktoberfest kicks off this Thursday and runs throughout the weekend. Some of the main events include the special Fester Carnival at La Crosse's Copeland Park, the La Crosse area YMCA's Torchlight Walk Run, and parades in La Crosse's North Side and downtown. The Torchlight Parade will be held in La Crosse's North Side and will go west onto Gillette Street and then go south on Caledonia Street, ending at St. James Street. The Maple Leaf Parade will run south on Copeland Avenue from Clinton Street and will then turn onto 2nd Street before ending at J Street. The Oktoberfest grounds will be open Thursday from 4 in the afternoon till 11 in the evening. On Friday, it will be open from 9:30 in the morning till midnight, and on Saturday, the grounds will be open from 11 in the afternoon till midnight. The tapping of the Samuel Adams Golden Keg will be held Friday at 11 in the afternoon at the Remainders Garden Stage. Well, still ahead on your morning news, student loan repayments will kick back in next month, but those who can't afford to pay shouldn't worry about defaulting just yet. We'll tell you why coming up. And the deadline is looming for a possible government shutdown next week. We'll take a look at the few ways it could affect you. That and more is coming up this morning, but for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Here's something you don't see every day. A flamboyance of American flamingos was spotted on the Wisconsin side of Lake Michigan on September 22nd, a rare sighting in the area. It's a sight people might expect in the Caribbean or even South Florida, but here in Wisconsin, it's quite a surprise. Port Washington police said the flamingos drew large crowds to the beach, which overwhelmed parking access to the area. On September 1st, the Florida branch of the National Upadon Society said flamingos were being spotted for the first time in almost a century following Hurricane Idalia. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Welcome back and a good Monday morning to you. Bill Grahl here live in Denver, Colorado with your forecast. And first of all, I thought we'd take a look at the temperatures over the past month of September. In fact, 6 of the last 7 days we have seen an above average high temperature, including a pair of 74s on Saturday and yesterday. 13 days this month have been above average, 8 have been below, and 3 have been right at average. Rainfall over the past 24 hours not overly heavy, just a couple hundredths of an inch in La Crosse, but some spots saw a quarter inch to about a half an inch where you see those darker greens. But this fell on top of about 1 to 3 inches of rain that has fallen across many areas since Friday. Dog walking forecast, green paw this morning, just some scattered clouds, maybe some patchy fog, but yellow to red paws this afternoon and evening as those rain chances pick up. Great shot of Lexi and Murphy there, probably hoping to walk with Mark at some point. Now, dry currently. The rain showers right now over central Wisconsin, parts of Adams County still seeing some showers, maybe some spits and sprinkles in Jackson and Clark County, also Waukesha County up towards maybe just west of Menominee. Current temperatures in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. My forecast for today, mainly dry this morning. Temperatures around 70 by lunchtime, afternoon highs near 73. Again, those rain chances increase this afternoon and continue tonight. I'll have the rest of my 8-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, Milwaukee Local 75, which represents workers at a parts distribution plant, will join the growing auto workers strike. The UAW is asking for double-digit pay increases and better benefits like more time off. Labor organizations have been so active in recent months that many are calling it the summer of the strike. The big three automakers have lost an estimated $1.6 billion since the strike began. Student loan payments will be due in October. It's the first time in 3 years that borrowers will have to make payments. However, the Biden administration is providing an adjustment period for borrowers hit hard by the pandemic and inflation. For the next 12 months, borrowers will be able to skip payments without defaulting on their loans. The Biden administration is calling it an on-ramp period. However, interest on student loans will still accrue. Uber Eats will begin taking food stamps starting in 2024. The company says it's made the decision in order to expand access to fresh groceries, especially for vulnerable populations. Accepting SNAP benefits isn't the company's only shift coming next year. Uber Eats says it will also start accepting flexible spending account cards and flex cards, which are managed by Medicaid and Medicare Advantage. The deadline on a possible government shutdown is less than a week away. Brian Tu takes a look at how the possible shutdown could potentially affect Americans in a variety of ways.
Those soul-crushing flight delays that might have hampered your travel this summer and last year, get ready for potentially more of them. Your food and water might be vulnerable to safety lapses. Those are among the potential disruptions to our lives that could occur if the Congress can't agree to extend the funding of the government, and we face a government shutdown by midnight on September 30th.
Don't think for 1 minute that it don't affect your community, that it don't affect your church, that it don't affect your city, your municipality. It affects all of America.
First to feel the pinch, almost all of the country's 3.5 million federal workers going without pay, including active duty military and much of federal law enforcement. Some essential workers will have to work anyway without pay, like air traffic controllers and TSA officers at airports. If they're working, why could there still be flight delays?
When you don't have money to put gas in your car to come to work, when you don't have money to for public transit, that could cause delays at the airport because these guys are going to call in because they can't get to work.
And a shutdown would delay the training for badly needed, newly hired air traffic controllers.
Even a shutdown lasting a few weeks could set us back by months or more because of how complex that training is.
How would the rest of us feel it? National parks likely closed, food stamps in jeopardy, as well as passport processing and disaster funding for places like Hawaii and Florida. Even thousands of preschool kids could be shut out.
Head Start is losing funding. That means a lot of preschools may be temporarily shutting down, and the families that rely on them will be affected.
Our daily sustenance would be affected, analysts say, because FDA and EPA inspectors wouldn't be working during a government shutdown.
You'll see fewer food safety inspections. You'll see a pause in inspections of drinking water facilities.
Social Security and Medicare payments won't be stopped, but service?
A person come and want to apply for a new claim, that won't happen. A person have an issue with their benefits, they have no one to call, no one to talk to.
The broader economy would take a hit, experts say, because things like permitting for construction projects and loan approvals for farms and small businesses could be paused.
A government shutdown is just yet another drag on the economy because it ends up disrupting lots of supply chains and lots of services that people and businesses rely on them to keep other parts of the economy running.
Catherine Rampel also recommends that you should check if any benefits you are receiving from the federal government could be disrupted by a possible shutdown. Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Bill and get today's forecast.
Good morning, Dua, and good morning to all of you as well. We are starting to see a little bit of brightness, but still quite dark, as sunrise time officially not until 6:55 in the morning now. We've got a few clouds scattered about, 60 degrees out at the airport, 61 downtown at the station. Winds out of the southeast, pretty light though at 5, and the Mississippi rising a bit, 4.96 feet. Good morning to you folks up in Eau Claire in the Chippewa Valley, 59 degrees with a partly cloudy sky, easterly breeze at about 10 miles per hour. Visibility across the region, not too bad, just some patches of fog, especially down towards Prairie du Chien, half-mile visibility there, 5 miles in Boscobel and Sparta, also over in Preston, Minnesota. So watch for some patchy fog early this morning. Current temperature is pretty uniform across the middle of the nation, upper 50s to around 60 degrees locally, including 61 in Sparta and Black River Falls, 59 in Winona, 58 in Viroqua, and 59 in Decorah. Winds are calm in spots, otherwise if it is blowing, generally from the east or southeast around 5 to 10. So radar showing a couple bands of showers, one over central and northern Wisconsin. Most of these have now cleared east of our viewing area. Just Adams County seeing a few spits and sprinkles. Same with Jackson and Clark counties. Otherwise, some additional showers north and west of us up towards the Twin Cities and Duluth. What's happening, we've got this mid and upper level low pressure system. It's going to slowly transverse south and east across the region tonight and into tomorrow. And as it does, more scattered showers and thunderstorms will become likely. So Sky Tracker showing not much in the way of rainfall this morning, but this afternoon, increasing rain chances, perhaps some thunderstorms in spots as well. That will continue tonight with scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. And even into our Tuesday, some scattered showers, isolated thunder as well. And even tomorrow night and Wednesday, a slight chance of showers, although anything that falls should be lighter at that time. Temperatures today right around 72 or 73 degrees across the county, including 72 in Holmen, 73 in Onalaska and La Crosse, low to mid 70s for some of our southern communities, and a little bit cooler as we head back to the north, 69 in Black River Falls and Whitehall and Blair, 68 in Mondovi, and 67 in Chippewa Falls, 68 for a high for you folks in Eau Claire. So my forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms, most widespread this afternoon and into tonight, 61 for the low tonight. Watch for some areas of fog overnight as well. Tomorrow, still a good chance of showers and a few thunderstorms, 68. Slight chance of showers Wednesday, 69. But how's this for timing? Oktoberfest starts on Thursday, right through the weekend. It's looking mainly dry. 70s on Thursday and Friday, 82 for the big Maple Leaf Parade on Saturday, and staying warm into early next week with highs remaining in the lower 80s. That's a check of your forecast. There's much more to come on your morning news, but first, here's a look at some of the stories that made headlines on this day in history.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. Yesterday was a big day of football with both the Packers and the Vikings having home games and both teams were looking to get back into the win column. Let's go to Lambeau Field. Jordan Love trying to continue his hot start in front of the home crowd, but it was New Orleans striking first. 3rd and 5, and Derek Carr finding the former Packer Jimmy Graham in the end zone. Saints take a 7-0 lead. Packers offense with a slow start, punting here early in the second quarter, and there's not a lot of reasons I would be showing a punt, and this time it's not a good thing for the Packers. Rashid Shaheed fielding a punt with room to work, and he is fast. Nobody's going to catch him, and the Packers special teams with a bit of a mistake, 76 yards. It's now 14-0 Saints. Packers offense had flashes, but on 3rd and 9, Love feeling the pressure. It looks like he got the pass off, but the refs blew the whistle, and a costly sack means no field goal. Saints kick a field goal of their own to close out the half. Packers trail by 17 going into the break. Third quarter, and the Packers defense coming up big. 3rd and 9, and Rashawn Gary is going to bring down Carr for his second of 3 sacks on the day. Packers take over, but the offensive struggles continue. 4th and 2 in the red zone. Love, and that's nowhere close to Patrick Taylor. Turnover on downs. Green Bay would get a field goal, and then with 7 minutes to go, the Packers wake up. Jordan Love on 4th down gets into the end zone. 2-point conversion good. It's 17-11. Then with 3 minutes to go, Love go into the end zone, and man, what a catch by Romeo Doubs. That gives the Packers the lead as they would hold on for the win, 18-17. A huge comeback for Love. All right, over to US Bank Stadium. Vikings and Chargers both looking for their first win on the year. First quarter, 3rd and 8 for the Vikings, and Cousins connects with TJ Hawkinson, but the ball is stripped, and the Chargers end up with it. Another turnover for the Viking offense. And LA took advantage of the short field. Justin Herbert to Joshua Palmer in for the score. Chargers take a 7-0 lead. Second quarter, Vikings looking to get on the board. Cousins looking, has a man. That's Josh Oliver making the catch and scoring. We're all tied at 7. Vikings now in front, but the Chargers on 4th down. Herbert connects with Donald Parham. LA goes into the half up 4. Now 21-10, but on 4th down, Cousins is going to connect with KJ Osborne, and he's got room to run up the sideline, diving into the end zone. Vikings cut into the lead. 4th quarter now, and it wouldn't be a Viking highlight without Justin Jefferson making the grab. Nobody in front of him, all the way in for the score. His first touchdown of the season gives the Vikings the lead, but on the very next drive, disaster strikes. Herbert going deep, and that pass is tipped right into the hands of Palmer for a Chargers touchdown. Vikings had a couple of chances late, but with 12 seconds left, Cousins' pass is tipped and picked off to end the game. Vikings now start the year 0-3. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Breaking overnight, the Writers Guild of America says it is suspending picketing after reaching a tentative deal with major studios. However, members of the union are not authorized to return to work just yet. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has more on the tentative deal from New York.
After more than 4.5 months on the picket line, finally a breakthrough between Hollywood writers and the major studios. Last night, the Writers Guild of America sent a message to its members announcing a tentative deal towards a new contract.
I would like to go back to work. I really do hope it's over.
The deal comes after 5 straight days of talks between the union and studio representatives over several sticking points, including the regulation of artificial intelligence, staffing minimums for writers' rooms, and the distribution of residuals. In last night's message to members, the WGA said the tentative deal is, quote, exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of the membership.
What we've really learned from this entire 140 some odd days is just like how powerful we are together.
The terms of the deal were not immediately made public, and it must still be ratified by the WGA's approximately 11,000 members. But Hollywood insiders are hopeful this deal could put Tinseltown on the fast track to getting production back underway.
If writers' rooms get back by October, then production is feasible by January. Of course, this is entirely dependent on whether the SAG-AFTRA strike gets resolved.
The Hollywood Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, began its strike on July 14th. Marking the first time the two unions have been on strike at the same time since 1960.
In a statement, SAG-AFTRA congratulated the Writers Guild on their tentative deal. The Writers Guild is also encouraging its members to join Hollywood actors on their picket lines. Well, new federal data is showing that COVID-19 hospitalizations for children are rising. According to the data, nearly 1,200 children were admitted to hospitals with COVID during the week that ended September 9th. The new reports is part of a five-fold increase that has spanned over the past 3 months. Almost half of the admissions were for children that were younger than 5 years old. This comes as COVID admissions among children are still below the pandemic's peak levels. A group that is preserving the protest murals developed after the murder of George Floyd are expected to be moved to a bigger space today. Jason Wantala gets a closer look at how the team is preparing more than 1,000 murals for their big move.
So we're super excited because this is a long time coming.
For the past 3 years, more than 1,000 protest murals have been collected inside the Northrop King building in Northeast Minneapolis.
This weekend, we have volunteers coming into the space to help us organize.
Volunteers are categorizing the plywood murals for the big move on Monday, just 5 miles south to the Longfellow neighborhood.
Just got to a point where we needed something new that fits the expansive growth that we've experienced over the last 3 years.
It's a collection that just keeps growing. This year, they've added more than a dozen pieces.
This is our history.
Memorialize the Movement founder Lisa Kelly says the current space is not climate controlled, nor is it well lit.
Which will allow us the space to really spread out, focus on photographing, archiving, properly preserving the murals, doing touch-ups and patching together any murals that may have gotten chipped or damaged.
Murals that go beyond just artwork.
These murals are an expression of a community's grief, trauma, heartbreak, hope, love. There's so much here.
With the hope of preserving history for generations.
To see art living on plywood, which is a living material, and watch it evolve and watch it grow and watch the story continue and people continue to interact with it and fall in love with it and be healed by it is just a really special thing.
Kelly also says that they plan on opening the new space in May of 2024. Well, gun control advocates on Friday were back at the state capitol demanding lawmakers take action. Those advocates joined Democratic lawmakers calling for universal background checks and a red flag law that would block a gun sale to someone who may be dangerous. A national gun safety group, Everytown, reports almost 2/3 of gun deaths in Wisconsin are suicides. And the New England Journal of Medicine reports guns are the leading cause of death among kids and teens nationwide. $28 million, that's the amount coming to support Wisconsin farmers and producers in local areas. Democrat Senator Tammy Baldwin says the U.S. Department of Agriculture will send the money to various cities, tribes, and businesses. The goal behind each grant is to grow rural economies and improve public health and safety. Some recipients include the Chippewa County Economic Development Corporation, a Trumpealo grain farmer, a Menominee cattle farmer, and a Fall Creek small businesser. Wisconsin is surrounded by states that have moved to legalize cannabis. State Democrats want Wisconsin to join its neighbors. Senate Minority Leader Melissa Agard once again led efforts to legalize recreational cannabis. Agard says potential legalization is for, quote, responsible adult use. In a release, Agard said 69% of bipartisan Wisconsinites support the full legalization of marijuana. Should the bill become law, Wisconsin would join the 38 states and Washington, D.C. that have legalized cannabis in some form. A few months ago, Oscar Mayer changed the name of their Wienermobile to the Frankmobile. Many Wisconsinites thought the name change was just the worst. But after a few months, the Wienermobile is back, and Armand Rahman from our sister station WISC in Madison talked with some fans who relished in the name change.
In my heart, it'll always be the Wienermobile.
But on the streets, it was the Frankmobile this summer.
You know, I was pretty disappointed when I heard that they went and did that.
If you don't follow hot dog news as closely as I do, Oscar Mayer announced the name change to pay tribute to its all-beef Franks and, quote, new recipe. But fans say nothing satisfies hunger for nostalgia like the Wienermobile.
You know, so I'm a big hot dog guy. I love my hot dogs, and I'm really excited that they changed the name of to the Wienermobile. So us hot dog loving folks are pretty excited to get back with the Wienermobile.
For others, it was a piece of their childhood.
When I was in kindergarten, we sang the Oscar Mayer hot dog song for a concert, so it is close to my heart.
Do you remember it?
I do, but I'm too embarrassed to sing it.
Of course, the Wienermobile and Oscar Mayer as a whole are nestled between the buns of Madison history. Oscar Mayer's corporate headquarters plant rested on the north side for more than a century.
I think it was the right move. I think it's always fun to see the Wienermobile fly through. I mean, it's an American tradition. I hate hot dogs, but it's an American tradition.
Don't worry, you're bound to find a Wisconsinite with good taste nearby.
I know she likes hot dogs. This one here.
You? What do you think?
She's like, that's not a hot dog.
Now here's Bill to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
So many puns in that story, Dua, or should I say buns? All right, I'm joining the club there. All right, let's get to that forecast. We've got some passing clouds right now, but overall, the morning commute and your schoolcast tomorrow, not a bad one. Watch for some patchy fog in spots, especially in some of the river valleys. 61 degrees at 7 a.m., 69 by lunchtime, 73 this afternoon. Increasing rain chances as the day progresses, so keep that in mind. You might want to send the little ones out with an umbrella or some rain gear for this afternoon. Now currently just some widely scattered showers, isolated thunder over central Wisconsin, still impacting parts of Adams County. Also some spits and sprinkles over portions of maybe Clark and Jackson counties, eastern Eau Claire and Chippewa counties. Wabasha County up through areas north and east of the Twin Cities, seeing some light rain showers as well. Current temperatures 57 in Preston, 60 in La Crosse and Sparta, 59 in Eau Claire, 57 in Prairie du Chien. Again, a slight chance of showers by midday. Rain chances really increase along with some thunderstorm potential this afternoon and into tonight. Afternoon highs in La Crosse around 73 degrees. I'll have the rest of my 8-day forecast on the other side of the break. But coming up in our Buzz Report, this year's Super Bowl headliner has been announced, and we'll tell you who it is in just a few minutes. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday morning to you. Hopefully you had a good weekend, and hopefully your weekend sports-wise was a lot better than mine. My alma mater, CU Buffaloes, got completely blown out on Saturday. My Denver Broncos got insanely blown out yesterday. My goodness, the most points scored by a team in the NFL since 1966. That was before I was born, and I'm pretty old, as you all know. All right, mostly cloudy sky. Over downtown La Crosse, 60 degrees, 61 here at the station. Winds out of the southeast at 5. The Mississippi rising a bit, 4.96 feet. 59 degrees with a partly cloudy sky for you folks in Eau Claire. Easterly wind at about 10 miles per hour. Watch for some areas of fog, especially down to the south around Prairie du Chien. Some of the river valleys filling up with some fog at times. That's going to be the trend tonight and tomorrow morning as well. So just keep an eye on that. If you run into some fog in your morning commute, make sure you turn on those low beam headlights. Allow a little bit of extra distance around you and the vehicles surrounding you. Current temperatures in the 50s to lower 60s, including 61 in La Crosse, Black River Falls, and Sparta, 59 in Eau Claire and Winona, 57 in Viroqua, 58 in Prairie du Chien. Winds are light, but if they are blowing in your location, generally from the east-southeast at about 5 to 10. Little radar tour here showing a band of showers, isolated thunder over central Wisconsin, still impacting parts of Adams County, but most of that is east of our viewing area. Otherwise, some spits and sprinkles to the north and east of La Crosse, but see this low north and west of the Twin Cities. It's going to gradually translate south and east across the area for tonight and tomorrow, and as it does, more scattered showers and thunderstorms. In fact, Sky Tracker will show that not much in the way of activity this morning, but this afternoon, scattered showers and some embedded thunder as well, and that will be the trend overnight tonight as that low kind of spins directly overhead. And then tomorrow, still some hit and miss showers, isolated thunder, even tomorrow night and Wednesday. A slight chance of showers, but anything that falls by then will be fairly light. Zone forecast showing highs today right around 72 or 73 degrees in Onalaska, West Salem, Berry Mills, low to mid 70s down to the south, including 75 in Lynxville and Steuben. A little cooler to the north, some upper 60s in Mondovi and Osseo, right around 67 or 68 degrees for highs in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire. So my forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially this afternoon, 73 for the high. Scattered showers and storms tonight, maybe some fog as well, 61 for the low. Still a good chance of showers tomorrow, 68. Slight chance of showers on Wednesday, 69. How's this for timing? Drying out just in time for Oktoberfest. 72 on Thursday, 77 for the tapping on Friday, 82 for that Maple Leaf Parade on Saturday, and still some low 80s right into early next week. A small chance of rain by about Tuesday of next week. That's the latest look at my 8-day forecast.
In our morning buzz report, Usher will headline the Super Bowl 58 halftime show in Las Vegas. The National Football League announced the pick in a statement with Apple Music, which is presenting the show. Usher also released a statement saying, quote, "I can't wait to bring the world a show unlike anything else they've seen from me before." The Super Bowl is set to take place on Sunday, February 11th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
With those conditions as they were, it was difficult for them to even, really get a lot of the work done. And then further reports yet today, more rain with potential for severe storms.
Country singer Luke Bryan canceled a show in Eyota, Minnesota this weekend. The musician and his team made the decision as a result of inclement weather. It was a major disappointment for fans and businesses in Eyota, a town 14 miles east of Rochester.
Sophie, what happened? I think there's something here.
Well, box office recap, The Nun 2 is coming back to screens later this year. It follows the Exorcist trilogy, and that's quite interesting. It's kind of, I'm not a huge fan of horror movies. I will watch the occasional horror movie, but I guess we'll see what happens in this one.
Hello.
Hi.
Saw you looking at me from the street.
Like to date your neighbor? An upcoming movie will try to answer that question. All of Us Strangers is the story of a romance between two men who live in the same apartment building in London. Written and directed by acclaimed filmmaker Andrew Hay, it's a story of love and loss. The film is getting rave reviews from critics with a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. All of Us Strangers comes out on December 22nd. Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8. Ellie is 8 years old. She loves spending time with her family, being outdoors, and all things unicorn. Maisie is also 8. She's fun-loving and enjoys hanging out with family and friends. Abby is also turning 8 years old today. She loves animals, gymnastics, and playing with her friends. Carol is 80. She loves her family, horses, and spoiling her dogs. Betty is also turning 80. She's a mom, grandma, and great-grandma who likes to listen and dance to old music. Juanita is 88. She's young at heart and still works part-time, but finds plenty of time for family and friends. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. Time for your morning news now. The Isle La Plume Yard Waste and Brush site will be temporarily closed this coming weekend. The site is closed Saturday, September 30th, and will continue to be closed Sunday, October 1st. This is due to staffing shortages. There will be no access to the compost and wood chip pile. The site will be open for regular hours on Monday, October 2nd. The UW System campus in Richland Center stopped in-person classes 2 months ago. Enrollment struggled to hit 60, so those campus buildings are now empty. Some Republican assemblymen are pushing a bill to help revamp the area. Tony Kurtz of Wanyuwalk is co-sponsoring a bill to give Richland County a $2 million economic development grant to plan for the future of those buildings. WPR reports the bill would also set aside $2 million in grants for other communities if the UW system shuts down in-person classes at other branch campuses. Wisconsin is surrounded by states that have moved to legalize cannabis. State Democrats want Wisconsin to join its neighbors. Senate Minority Leader Melissa Agard once again led efforts to legalize recreational cannabis. Agard says potential legalization is for, quote, responsible adult use. In a release, Agard said 69% of bipartisan Wisconsinites support the full legalization of marijuana. Should the bill become law, Wisconsin would join the 38 states and Washington, D.C. that have legalized cannabis in some form.
Practice. It's just getting hours behind your easel and behind your brush and getting out there and getting your hands dirty. It's the only way to do it.
You've heard of painting outside the lines. Now it's time to paint outside the walls. Plein air painting returned over the weekend, where artists gathered on the bluffs to show their creativity in a limited time span.
It should not be looked at as a competition. It's more like a gathering of painting friends that do it for the love of painting.
All of the artists' artwork was available for sale at the 1311 Gallery in La Crosse. Well, this weekend marked the biggest cranberry festival in the United States. The Warren's Cranberry Festival celebrated its 50th anniversary this weekend. Their mission is to promote the common good and general welfare of the community. The festival offered 300 flea market booths, 100 food vendors, and 100 farmers market booths. Wisconsin native and Miss America 2023 winner Grace Stanke says it feels great to be supported by the community.
Coming back as Miss America is really a full circle moment. It's a way to give back to this incredible community that has supported me throughout my journey, and also give them the awesome attention that they need, because this is the 50th anniversary of CranFest, and that is worth celebrating. That is a part of American history.
If you weren't able to make it out to CranFest this year, it will be back next year on the last full weekend in September. Well, it's time to dust off your lederhosen, because La Crosse's 62nd annual Oktoberfest kicks off this Thursday and runs throughout the weekend. Some of the main events include the Special Festers Carnival at La Crosse's Copeland Park, the La Crosse area YMCA's Torchlight Walk Run, and parades in La Crosse's North Side and downtown. The Torchlight Parade will be held in La Crosse's North Side and will go west onto Gillette Street and then go south on Caledonia Street, ending at St. James Street. The Maple Leaf Parade will run south on Copeland Avenue from Clinton Street and will then turn onto 2nd Street before ending at J Street. The Oktoberfest grounds will be open from Thursday from 4 in the afternoon till 11 in the evening. On Friday, it will be open from 9:30 in the morning till midnight, and on Saturday, the grounds will be open from 11 in the afternoon till midnight. The tapping of the Samuel Adams Golden Keg will be held Friday at 11 in the afternoon at the Remainders Garden Stage.
And right now, the forecast for Oktoberfest is looking fantastic. Until then, though, have that rain gear handy. Partly to mostly cloudy today, 73. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially this afternoon. Scattered showers and storms tonight. Watch for some fog as well, 61. Still a good chance of rain tomorrow, 68. Slight chance on Wednesday, 69. But there's that Oktoberfest forecast looking dry right now. 70s on Thursday and Friday. 82 for the big Maple Leaf Parade on Saturday. And still low 80s for highs early next week.
Well, we have more local news for you coming up at 6. This is going to be, I am assuming, Bill's first year without Oktoberfest. We'll miss him dearly, but, we'll take an extra enjoyment out there on his behalf. Thank you for watching News 8 Now this morning. We'll see you back here later today.